So this is not part 2 of the Zubul vid, sorry, this is just me responding to people's common arguments. Now, let's begin with the Kaufmo one, because that's a big one. So, on screen are the two most common arguments, one from my good friend EP. Now, let's dive in. Zubul was in shock is not true, and even if it was, it would not justify what she said. Now, the clip I'm about to put on is Zubul's initial reaction to Kaufmo abstracting.
Kaufmo went through a sort of Kaufmosis and abstracted!
Now, that is the face of someone who is in shock. Good job, guys. And again, if you want to argue maybe her face is just a little emotionless and that is her shocked face, then she still didn't have to say this. She could have said, I can't believe Kaufmo abstracted. But she was like, can't believe Kaufmo just gave up like that. Next up is this argument. Jax is way worse than Zubul. These videos are not about Jax. We're focusing on Zubul here, okay? And we can line up bad people all day. It's not a competition. Bad is bad. The reason I wanted to talk about Zubul and not Jax is because everyone already knows Jax is a villain. It was kind of spelled out for us. Whereas with Zubul, she's more of a hidden villain. Like, she was more hidden and most of you did not know she was a villain. Now, one thing I'll give you guys credit on is the title and thumbnail were pretty clickbaity. I don't think the villain is the right word to describe people like Zubul and Jax, but they are still bad people. But villain is not the word to describe them, but sometimes I'll just say it comes out of my mouth. But yeah, you guys were right about that. They're not villains, but they're still bad people, okay? Now, a lot of people didn't watch till the end, so there's not a lot of arguments against the baseball scene, but I would like to see more arguments. Maybe you can change my mind, but here are the few arguments that were there about the baseball scene. Now, firstly, Zubul tried to help when Jax was chasing Gangle. What do you mean try? Why didn't she just do? And I know she had a lot of supplies and also the buff of 4 arms in this scene, but again, she only needs 1 arm to do an effective choke. Just look at how effective this choke is. And again, if for whatever reason she can't catch Jax or stop him, at the very least she could take accountability and tell Jax, it was my idea, not Gangle's, Jax. Because again, it was Zubul's idea. We can see her whispering in her ear, but Jax doesn't know that. So all Zubul had to do was be like, it was my idea, not Gangle's. Boom. End of story. And then the argument, Jax deserved a maid dress. I never said he didn't. The point of that clip was to just show how Zubul purposely put Gangle in a dangerous situation and didn't even try to fix it. Now the next argument is Zubul and Pomni have no beef. In the video, I described it as one-sided beef, because Pomni doesn't really have anything against Zubul. But Zubul does have a little beef with Pomni. We see in the pilot she's projecting her own insecurities onto Pomni, because like I said in the video, in episode 3, we learned that Zubul has body dysmorphia. Now the other argument with that is, Zubul could have apologized to Pomni off camera. That is simply just a weak argument that is purely relying on the fact that this thing happened and it happened off camera. With that logic, I can say just about anything happened off camera. Now, I will go over Zubul and Pomni's relationship again in part 2 because it comes up again and I will go more in depth into that. Now, another thing I was talking about in the original video is that Zubul and Gangle's friendship had no build-up to it. And again, it's the same argument that, oh, they could have interacted more off-camera or before Pomni arrived. Again, it's just a weak assumption argument that it happened off-camera. Assumption. And again, we know Zubul skips out on adventures and hides away, stays in her room, goes in flower pots and random stuff, so I highly doubt that they interacted. Alright, I just realized I forgot to respond to the other Kaufmo argument. This video was rushed, okay? So a lot of people are arguing that Zubul didn't know abstraction equals suicide, and they're also saying she was the newest member before Pomni joined. And that is true, but like Zubul is not that new. You guys are acting like she's very new. She's new, but not that new. She knows Oarsman, Disappearing Guy. Like, she's not that new. Now, as for Zubul didn't know abstraction meant suicide, I think she did. I think all the characters do. We, the viewers, may not know. We may have not picked up on that metaphor, but the characters knew. They just don't, like, flat out say it because then we, the viewers, would know. It's a weird little paradox. But they knew. They knew what it was. Now, this is the next argument on screen. Now, there's being grumpy, and then there's saying, I can't believe Kaufmo just gave up like that after he killed himself, okay? Like, you gotta draw the line, okay? And then there was the whole side comment about Kinger, too. Like, this is beyond just being grumpy. Oh, and to everyone saying I'm Jax,
I'm not Jax.
I'm a completely different Purple Bunny. I am not Jax.